So, today we are going to discuss about what is marketing. Marketing is basically concerned with the unit in which one has to sell its product. There must be sale and trade of the product. The first decade of the 21st century challenged firms to prosper financially and even survive in the face of an unforgiving economic environment. Marketing is playing a key role in addressing those challenges. One has to understand the meaning of marketing, and marketing management. Firstly, you should be clear about these three concepts very clearly. These three concepts are different. The financial success often depends upon the marketing ability. Finance, operations, accounting, and other business functions will not really matter if there is not sufficient demand for product and services so the company can make a profit. You have to create a demand. There must a strategy of a company where you have to create a demand. The creation of demand is very important. For that purpose, one has to see the customer's needs and wants. What is customer need? The customer need is basically concerned with the basic requirements of a human being, like food, and the want is basically what he wants to eat. Like a South Indian prefer dosa as comparative to a Punjabi who will comparative with paratha. So there must be difference between need and want. The marketing broader concept, the marketing broader importance extend to society as a whole. It actually helped introduce and gain acceptance of a new products that have eased on enriched people lives. It can inspire enhancements in existing products as marketers innovate to improve their position in the marketplace. Most of the people define marketing as selling or advertising. So the one has to be clear about the concept of marketing. The marketing is basically concerned with goods and services that need to be distributed in a market by the makers to the user. You have to very precise and crisp and clean and clear about the definition. There must be a mechanism that brings exchange of goods and services against money or money words for the mutual benefit, namely satisfaction to the customer and surplus to the producer and manufacturer. One has to think about this mantra. One company has to adopt this mantra that consumer is a king. Consumer satisfaction is very prior. So, marketing is basically not concerned with advertising and selling or purchasing of the product. It is a wider concept. It should include all the activities that involved in creation of a place, time, possession, and awareness utility. For example, to illustrate this, I want to give activities that should be involved in marketing of the bicycles. Think about it. The bicycle being paddled with a varying degree of energy by the bicycle riders in India. Most bicycles are intended to do the same thing, get the rider from one place to the another. But you must think one more thing. But there must be some different wants of the customers. A bicyclist can choose from a wide assortment of models. They are designed in different sizes with different frames for men and women and with or without gears. Trekking cycles have large knobby tires and the tires of racing cycle are very narrow. Kids want more wheels to make balancing easier. Clown wants only one wheel to make balancing more interesting. So it basically stated one thing only. A maker has to be clear about the needs and wants of the customers. As you have variety of customers, their needs and want will be in very much huge variety. So one has to understand this thing. If a person wants a bicycle, but which color he wants, he wants it with gear or without gear. If a kid wants a cycle, he just want a cycle with a nice color with the balancer also. Someone has to ensure the need and the want of the customer. This is a basically case study of a hero cycle. Let's discuss it once. The number first process of from the maker to the market is itself is to analyze the needs of the people who might buy a bicycle and decide if they want more or different models. Predict what types of bicycle like handle, bars, styles, type of wheels, weight, and materials different customers will want and decide to which firm will try to satisfy their need. Estimate how of these people will be riding bicycles over the next years and how many bicycles they will buy. Predict exactly what these people will want to buy bicycles. Determine where in India these bicycles will be and how to get the company's bicycles to them. So there must be a depth analysis of a product when you're going to produce a new product and you want to launch that product in a marketing. The marketing is basically concerned with the creative management function which promotes trade and employment by assessing customer needs and initiating research and development to meet them. It coordinates the resources of production and distribution of goods and services, determining the needs of the people so that there must be maximum production to the ultimate user. Successful marketing builds demand for product and services, which in turn creates jobs. Obviously, if a person is going to launch a new product in the market, he needs its human resource to be very strong and in more numbers. So it will lead to creation of more employment and it will benefit the society as well. The marketing is a process of discovering and translating consumer needs and wants into product and service specifications, creating demand for these products and services, and then in turn expanding the demand. By contributing to the bottom line, successful marketing also allows firm to more fully engage in social responsibility activity. See, for the company, every person who has material or potential interest in the company want to see what a company has. So marketers must decide what features to design into new product or services, what prices to set, where to sell products or offer services, and how much to spend on advertising sales, the internet or mobile marketing. They must make those decisions in an internet-based environment where customers, competitions, technology, and economic forces change rapidly and the consequences of marketers' word and action can quickly reply. So, the marketing means and includes all those activities which are involved in the creation of a time, place, and possession, utilities, and marketing research, product planning, development, demand creation, and customer satisfaction. So it must involve all the activities that actually flow from producer to customers. The term marketing is derived from the word market. Let's see what is market first. The term market is originally uh, derived from the Latin word that is marketes, having a verb mercari, implies merchandise, or where a business is conducted. For a layman, the word market stands for a place where goods and persons are physically present. For him, market is market, who speaks of vegetable market, fruit market, or grain market. So there must be configuration of buyers and sellers to transact the deal. There must be exchange of goods between buyer and seller. So market refers to the place or geographical area where buyers and sellers gather and enter into transactions involving transfer of ownership of goods and services. So there must be two parties who must involve in the transaction. There must be exchange of the goods in return of something. Marketing is not only concerned about selling, because in order to sell the product we must know the needs of the customers. I have already stated you these things. The needs and wants of the customer is far important. You have to see the need of the customer. If you are going to see the needs of the customer, then your market, then your product will have more life, will have long life. The two main concept of market is basically the traditional concept and the modern concept. The traditional concept involve the activities which is being concerned with movable of goods and services from producers to consumers or users. The modern concept involves the achievement of corporate goals through meeting and exceeding the consumer needs better than the competition. See, earlier the traditional concept has only involved the meaning of selling, selling of goods. There must be goods, there must be services, there must be production, and there must be customers. They only want this thing, they only want to sell its product, they only want to earn the profit. But the modern concept has more idea with it. The modern concept has followed the ideology of consumer is king. By Philip Kotler, this has been stated basically the customer has to be treated as a king and he must satisfy the and you must satisfy the customer needs and wants. So marketing is about identifying and meeting human and social needs. Marketing is meeting needs profitability. You want to meet the needs of the consumer and you want to have the profit. Now, according to the Philip Kotler is the one who has actually known as the father of marketing. The term marketing is a social and managerial process by which individual groups obtain what they need and want through creating, offering, and freely exchanging products and services of value with others. The American Market Association defined marketing as an organizational function and set of processes for creating, communicating, and delivering value to the customers and for managing customer relationship in a ways that benefit the organization and its stakeholders. So we can say that the marketing is concerned with its operation. It must be consumer oriented. It must have benefits for the both of the parties. It must be value driven. It must have proactive approach for the environment. It covers both profit and non-profit making companies. Hence, the marketing is a societal process by which individuals and groups obtain what they need and want through creating, offering, and exchanging products and services of values with others. Skillful marketing is never ending process. One must has to be creative, one must has to attract the consumers wants. Nature of marketing. The marketing basically includes the human activity. There must some efforts of human. There must be presence of human activity. The term marketing is basically concerned with human activity under which human needs are satisfied by human efforts. So marketing involves the two party buyers and the seller. So it has to be very specific. There must you have to see the needs and wants of the consumer. Consumer oriented. A business exists to satisfy human needs. Hence, business must find out what the desire of a consumer or a customer and thereby produce goods and services. See, if you create a product, you make a product, but there is a no customer because no one wants to have that product. So it must you have to see the change of the environment. You have to see the taste and preference of the customers. For example, we can say that there is a season of winter, but you are selling the fans. So it will not give you any profit. It will be convert your business into loss. So you have to see the needs and the wants of the customer. It should involve your customer. The customer must be approachable first. There are market which is called target market in which you actually target few consumers before producing a product and you actually ask them what they have, what they want, what are the main requirements of them, art as well as science. In the technological arena, marketing is both science and art of choosing target markets, satisfying customers through creating, delivering, and communicating. Let's see these all words very deeply first. Marketing is both science and art. You have to choose a target market. You have to actually pre-test a market environment first. You have to see whether a customer is there for you or not. You have to see whether the customer wants your product or not. So firstly you have to choose a target market, then you have to actually seek your customers. You have to ask them fewer details about your product. You have to create a demand for them. You have to deliver that product to them, and then you, after that, you have to actually communicate with your customers so that you can come to know that they are satisfied with your product or not. For example, let me tell you a thing, like you must see samples of shampoos or some other product also. They actually offer you sample to check their product. This is basically target marketing. Sampling of product is done by them so that they will come to know about the viewpoints of customers about the new product. Okay, it is a technique of making the goods available at right time, right place, into right hands, with right quality, in the right form, and the right price. So you must see, you have to conduct an analysis. You have to see whenever a customer wants, you actually provide them that product at the place where the customer wants. See, for example, Amazon, Myntra, what they are doing, they are actually providing the product at the customer place, at their ease, at their convenience. Marketing management takes place at least one party to a potential exchange thinks about the means of achieving desired response from the other party. I have already introduced there must be two parties. There must be exchange between the parties. There, for the transaction, there must involve the two parties. The first one is there must be exchange for a marketing, for placing the proper marketing. One has to actually involve the two parties. Basically, at least there are two parties. There must be exchange between these two parties. Each has something that might be of value for the other. Like if producer is selling its product to the consumers, the consumer must has have give them to in return. In today's scenario, they offer the money, but in earlier system there were the barter system. Earlier they adopt the approach of barter system. There they exchange the products between them. There must be free will to accept or reject the exchange offer. No one has to actually force the other party to come to have a exchange between the parties. So there must be free will. If they want to purchase a product, customers will purchase it. If they don't want to purchase it, they will not purchase it. So one doesn't have to actually emphasize the customer, or I have to put the pressure on the customer to sell the product. Each believe it is appropriate or desirable to deal with the other party. The marketing management is the art and choosing of target markets and getting, keeping, and growing customers through creating, delivering, and communicating superior customer value. I have already stated this thing. There must be exchange products. There must involve the transaction between buyer and the seller. There must involving the exchange of technology, exchange of information, exchange of ideas. Starts and ends with the customers. Marketing in today's scenario must be consumer oriented. They must have followed the new concept of the market. It must You must know the actual demand of the consumer. You must aware about the consumer needs and wants. You have to provide each and every information to them about your goods and services. So marketing starts with the consumer, marketing ends with the consumers. Creation of utilities. Marketing creates four component of utilities, that is time, place, possession, and form. The the time utility is basically concerned with A company has to actually ensure their products and services to the consumer when they required it, when they want it. There must be distribution process like we must be like that. The product will be timely available to the customer and at the right place. The place utility is basically concerned with the availability of a product or a service or a location that must be of ease of the consumer. I have already stated example of Amazon. They actually provide the products to them at their ease. There must be possession. One has to actually transfer his possession in return of some product. There must be possession of the goods to the consumers in return of the money so that they can derive the benefits. Both the parties can derive the benefits from their own businesses. And there must be form utility. The form utility is basically concerned with the product or services a company offers to their consumers. It must be goal oriented. Marketing seeks to achieve benefits for both buyers and sellers by satisfying human needs. It must have a goal of generate profits along with the satisfaction of the customer. The customer has to be satisfied first so that the company has a long run with the customer, and lastly they have more profits. Guiding elements of business. The modern marketing is the heart of industrial activity that tells what, when, how to produce. It is capable of guiding and controlling business. In today's scenario, modern marketing has number of departments like production department, research department, advertising department, selling department. All these are integrated and actually provide the services to the main marketing manager. They offer them, they tell them what you have to produce, when you have to produce, how much you have to produce, and how to approach your customers. So there is a presence of guiding element of business. System of interacting business activities. Marketing is the system through which a business enterprise, institution, organization interacts with the customers with the objective to earn profit, satisfy the customer, and maintain the relationship. So there are number of activities involved in the marketing, like there must be profit for the company point of view. The company has to satisfy its customer. For survival of a company, the company has to actually retain its customer. It is not like the one you have sell your product to the customer and you are okay with that. You have completed transaction. No, you have to actually retain your customer so that again and again customer will purchase your product. So you have to actually manage a relationship with the customer. Marketing is a dynamic process. It is very complex, continuous, iterative process. I have already tell you there are number of different departments who are part of the marketing. So these are interrelated process. This is a very continuous planning and implementation and control of the activities so that marketing can be achieved. The process of marketing can be achieved.